Hi there, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel, a little bit about everything. Um, I've been busy, so I haven't made a video in a few weeks. And I have been actually building Adirondack chairs and some deck chairs and patio outdoor stuff, okay? And I have to cut down on time per unit, right? For it to be at least doable, if not worthwhile doing, right? And I found that I was using orbital sander to do everything from flat surfaces to curvature. It handles everything very well, but I had to wear thick leather gloves to get the ringing out of my hands, right? Because all day long, vibration, your nerves go numb in your hands, right? And it was taking a lot of time. If I was doing this on an hourly basis, I couldn't meet minimum wage. I couldn't do it. So the best way to do so is a drum sander and a well, it says it all. I bought an oscillating tabletop belt sander. It does it's not one of the big belts there that are like 4 feet long, okay? That means total length is like 8 feet of belt, which is around 6 inches high or 8 inches high. These things cost like if it's oscillating, 3,000, 3,500, something like that. And that's not even delivered with taxes, right? But for what I'm doing, if I can get just a little bit better, it's more feasible for me, right? So I bought a smaller unit, which is the belt is 24 by 4, which gives you around 10 flat surface, 10 inches flat surface, and it's also oscillating, and it has its own table, right? So if the table's not big enough, I'll just build a movable fixture with flaps I can lift up on either side, which extend the table top, right? And what you do is underneath your sander, you put 3 adjustable screws, so you can adjust the surface of the table to make sure that everything lines up in a nice fashion, right? So, without further, oh, if you haven't so, please subscribe and click the like button below. Okay, so as you can see, it's a rigid, okay, oscillating edge belt spindle sander. I chose this because rigid is a good mark. I'm not advertising, I just bought it because it's a good product. And the one thing that rigid gives you that other people don't, it's got a lifetime agreement, or call it I don't know why they don't call it warranty, but it's a lifetime agreement, okay? Free parts and service. All you have to do is click on their website and punch in the bill number where you bought it, and it's done. It's lifetime. That probably means as long as you own the sander. I don't think it's transferable, okay? But don't quote me on that, but if it is, it's a darn good warranty. What else? It's got a 2.5-inch dust port, so you can hook a shop vac up to it. Okay, and it's got a storage for the belts. And I bought here as an extra. It's Diablo. Okay, these are 80 grit, and these are 150 grit. That's for the sleeve. It's a 10-pack. Okay, premium zirconium blend. Okay, I know these are good papers. They last a long time. Also, I bought this. It's Diablo sanding belts, 120 grit. There's 2 belts in there. And it's ideal for metal, plastics, what else does it say? Wood, for sanding, for final sanding, okay? And it also says, wouldn't you know it, huh? It also comes in 120, 80, 50, and 36 grits. And it tells you what it's recommended for extra heavy duty stock removal, surface leveling, 50, and moderate stock removal, 80, and the final is 120. Okay. Fast removal, long life, and in whatever other languages. Made in Switzerland. It's got to be good. So, I'm just going to move on to the unboxing now. It also comes with one paper for the belt and a couple of sleeves as well. So I'm going to take you over here and let you see what I see. So this is what I get to see. On this side, if any missing parts, have any questions, there's a phone number. Okay, and there's the website. And this is on this side. This was the lifetime agreement. Okay. And this is what I see inside. Bunch of discs. These must be for the paper sizes. I get a few sleeves. They're 80 grit. This must be, well, there's a locking mechanism on it. We'll see later what that's for. And over here, oh, these are the sleeves. Different sizes. Oh, there's one stuck in there. Holy cow. Oops. There. And instructions, operator's manual. This is the oscillating unit itself. Oh, it has a clutch on it. And there's the belt pack. It already has, it comes with a belt on it already. Okay. I'm just going to put that aside. Somewheres. Put that aside. And there it is. It's on its side. No, it's right side up. Oh, there's a few tools there. And this is the spindle, I believe. It comes nicely packed so you don't mar it in any way. Okay, now I'm going to need both hands for this, so I'll just bring it back over to the stand. Make sure in the center of the shot. And I'm sort of trying to take care of the box in case I need something bigger and I can return it. What's under here? Okay, so the base is plastic. The top is cast aluminum, I think, because it's not as heavy as steel. It also has an adjustment here with a positioning locking mechanism. It has a few positions. You can lock it in. You can lock it in at 45, 30, 22, 15, and at 0. And this is supposed to tighten up. But I think it's also swiveling on this side, so you have to hold it down. I'll have to look into it, what seems to be the problem here. Because normally you wouldn't have to hold this side. Maybe the carriage bolt is in its place. And on the back side, okay, so here you have your degrees, right? That's a 45. That's a 30, 22.5, 15, and 0. Okay, and you lock it here. And this is where you put your spindles and your paper. Okay. This is going to be coming off. This is the off and on switch. And they've actually left some holes here where you can put your tools, some discs. Okay. And on the back side, this is where you would put your piece over here, your belt sander portion of it. Okay, that rests in this pot here when you're not using it. And here's the vacuum port. Okay, and let's put this thing together and see if it runs. I'm not sure. There's a guide here for a what do they call those? these, right? But I didn't see one in the box, so I don't. So a little bit. Oh, it comes with a 80 grit sandpaper. Okay. Now this assembly is what comes with it. Those are the locking clutch. They're on bearings. This end is on bearings as well, which is a good thing. It means that it'll have good wearability. And this lever here is what you put tension on your paper with, and this is where you adjust it. If you turn in clockwise, you lift your paper out. Okay, so the arrow matters, and there's a directional arrow here. So the paper goes that way. So you got to put your paper on in the same fashion, so the arrows point in the right direction. Another thing, when you get to this section here, this piece which I removed is actually a fence. So you rest your piece up against here and you run your belt. It's they have a name for it. They call it a work rest, which is logical name for it. This is part of the clutch mechanism, and down in here all it is there's a spring pin going across the shaft, which engages across this plastic disc here. This, they made it out of plastic. This is probably one of the items that will be breaking most of the time. If it does, they have very strong plastics, but if something breaks, it's going to be plastic, not metal. But this is what they use for the clutch. It's a 3/8 horsepower motor. Now, if I was putting or installing one of these, the drums, your work's going to fall in here. So they give you this flat, it's sort of like a table saw where your blade goes, so you don't, the blade, your material doesn't go through the table saw. Well, this is sort of the same thing. Okay, so for adjusting this portion of the table, you want to set it in there, get a straight edge, and first of all, no, that's what you got to do. And you set your straight edge across your work. And you adjust the height. Now, with the kit, you get the Allen keys, and some of these washers are for the drum. Is this it? Yupper. So we're going to start off at this end. As you can see, I can see light. So I'm just going to lift that up a bit, or raise that portion of the table up. And over here, same. Tighten that up.
there. Now, this portion here, okay. And there's another one back here. It's a little too high. Too high, more. Back that off a notch. Back this off a notch.
Okay, after a little bit of tinkering, I was wondering why it wasn't going on. In the back here, see these two bolts? There's a plastic plate right here. Okay, I'm going to pull it out again so you can see it. There's a plastic plate, and those two hooks actually hook into that plate. They're guide wires. And when you set it on here, it's not easy to line this up, but you loosen off those two cap screws, okay, and once you've set it in, I'm gonna have to set you aside for a second. Okay, so right now that is in there. Watch the Allen key go back and forth, okay? What you want to do is go on the front side and make sure the spacing where my finger is here is equal to the spacing over here. So I'm just going to use this as an indicator, or a go-no-go gauge, or I think I'm going to have to eyeball it, but okay, so as soon as that space looks the same, I'm going to wrench down on this Allen key. Okay, so now it seems to work. It's engaged. So all I have to do is there's an arrow. I want to lock it, not unlock it, so I turn that way till I can actually start spinning the spindle. And there we go. That's it. It's going to tighten itself down, right, as it spins. So to follow the arrows, right, this goes on top here. And I can adjust in or out here. So for my first piece of lumber, I got this curved piece here. I'm just going to send it across there without trying to shoot it across the room, right? So let's give it a try. This edge is all roughed up, fresh cut off the bandsaw. For a result there. Well, I'm in a dilemma. I had certain needs from this purchase. I needed it to limit my time with the orbital sander. I needed something sturdy, something that would be able to be used in sort of like a production line, or can't really call it industrial, but better than hobby quality, let's put it this way. And it delivers little vibration. Noise isn't that bad. The vacuum screams a lot, but the machine isn't loud. It is rigid. If you don't like in an industrial sense, when you're doing repetitive stuff, you sort of get careless and you sort of get a little bit rough once in a while. That machine could probably handle something like that, but not industrial sense. It does what it says. It's oscillating. It's removing material. I am really, the only thing is speed. But for what I purchased, I wanted to cut down on time. But the machine is a good machine. But I may want to buy something larger. Something with a casting, something with... Oh, I gotta leave it at that. For those who haven't already, please subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.